So, student, we have already learned about the skeletal system, right? We have already started. So, we have studied till the development of bone. Okay. So, today we will learn about the about in details about the bones, right? Starting from the head to toe. In its regions, how many bones are there? What are they? How they look? Okay. We'll study in details. So these are the some types which I have divided into the whole skeletal system, from starting from the head till toe. Say suppose cranium, that is the first, are the brain, the outer part of the brain, that is known as skull or the cranium. So next is facial, and in our face what are the bones, so it is available. Then next is thoracic, vertebral column, appendicular, skeletal. So we'll see in details under each time what are the bones we can find. Okay, first is cranium. You have seen the pictures in the right side, right? Left side I have given the names of the bone. Okay, so try to correlate with the pictures and the name of the bones. So the cranium, as I have already told, the outermost part of our brain, that is known as skull or the cranium, right? So this cranium, it consists of 8 bones, total 8 bones. So let's see in the pictures. Just see in the pictures, have you seen the yellow color region? That is known as frontal bone. So we are having one frontal bone, that means the front parts of our skull, that is known as frontal. There you can find the frontal bone, and yellow colored region in the picture, that is indicated about the frontal bone. The next is two parietal bone. This parietal bone you can find in after the frontal bone, right, parallelly. Okay, so we are having two, left and right. In the pictures, the bluish color, that is indicating your parietal bone. Okay, and it is the little bit prominent, like coming out types of regions you can feel in your skull, also in each side, left and right. As just above the ear, you can find some prominent area is coming out, protruded area is coming out, that is known as your parietal bone. Okay, the next is two temporal bone. You can find it below the parietal bone and just above the ear, okay, and we are having two in each side, left and right side. In the pictures you can see the brownish color region, that is the temporal bone, for your better understanding. Okay, next is one occipital bone. Occipital bone, that is we are having only one, the greenish color region in the pictures, that is your occipital bone. Okay, and you can find in the back side of our skull, just above the neck and just below the parietal region, parietal bone. Okay, the next is one sphenoid bone. Okay, sphenoid bone, have you seen this pinkish, runny pinkish color just near to the temporal and below the frontal and parietal bone? That is your sphenoid bone. We are having only one. Okay, next is one ethmoid bone. Ethmoid bone, that is, it is quite inside, that is the quite brownish and reddish brownish color. Okay, we are having only one ethmoid bone. So this about the cranium. So how many bones we are having in our cranium? In totals 8. Okay, then we'll see about the bones of face. Okay, the bones which make the face are 14 in number. Okay, so here also we'll try to correlate with the pictures. Okay, so we are having first two maxilla, that is the upper jaw. Okay, check it in the picture, the yellow color part, that is your maxilla. Okay, you can find just above your teeth. Okay, we are talking about the face. Okay, face bone, you will find it just above the teeth, yellow color region, that is your maxilla. Okay, and it is also known as upper jaw, and we are having two maxilla in each side. Okay, the next is one mandible, the purple color regions below the teeth, that is your mandible. Okay, the coming out the region, that is your lower jaw, well, so it is known as mandible. The next is two palate bone, you can find it inside, okay, palatal bone. So that is, we are having two. So in the pictures you can see the reddish color in its regions in the nose side, so that is your palate bone. Okay, the next is two zygomatic bone. You can see in the pictures the greenish color region, that is your zygomatic bone, and you can find it in the each side, left and right side, just near to your upper jaw. Okay, the next is two lacrimal bone also at a sea green type, you can find just above the upper jaw, near to the zygomatic bone, and near to your maxilla, upper jaw, the sea green color for each side, left and right. Okay, that is your lacrimal bone. Okay, the next is two nasal bone is are the bones of our nose. Okay, so we are having two. In the pictures you can see the pinkish color. Okay, these two are your nasal bone. The next is two inferior concave bone. Okay, you can find it just near to the maxilla and below the palatal bone, the light green color. Okay, so these are two inferior concave bones. And next is one vomer, that is your gray color in the nose, so that is your vomer. So in totals, how many you can find? In totals we are having total 14 bone in our face. Okay, next we will go to the bone of thorax. Okay, the skeletal of the thorax is made up of the following bones. Okay, we are talking about the chest level. Okay, sternum of the front, 12 pairs of ribs and 12 thoracic vertebra. Sternum you can find it in the middle side of our chest. Okay, and the sternum, it is joined with the ribs. Okay, we are having 12 pairs of ribs, 12 in for each side, 12 into 2, that is to 24 numbers of ribs we are having in our chest. Okay, and 12 thoracic vertebra, you can find it in the spine. So these are the bones which is adjoining with our chest. Sternum, 12 pairs of ribs and 12 thoracic vertebra. We'll study in details in the next slide. So what is sternum? It is also called as breastbone. It is a flat bone which is divided into three parts, namely manubrium sterni, body of sternum, and xiphoid bone. So sternum, as I have already shown the pictures in the previous slide, right? So you can find it in the middle part of our chest, right? So just see the pictures of the sternum in the right side. The manubrium, that is the uppermost part of our sternum. Okay, that is known as manubrium. Then the body. Okay, in between the manubrium and the body you can find one joint, that is known as sternal angle. Okay, the next is after the body you can find some triangular shaped parts is coming down, that is known as xiphoid bone. Okay, it is also known as xiphoid process. So this is about the sternum. So next we'll learn about the ribs. Okay, they are arranged in 12 pairs. Ribs, that is joined with your sternum, right? So they are 12 in pairs, 12 pairs. Okay, 12 pairs means in each pair we are having 2. 12 into 2, that is the 24 numbers of ribs available in our chest. Okay, on the back side all of them are attached to the thoracic vertebra. Mane, when you will go to the back side of our body, that is the back in the spine side. Okay, so there these ribs are attached with the thoracic vertebra. Okay, that is the part of your spine. Okay, depending on their attachment in the front, they are classified. So front part is known as ribs. When you go to the back side, that will be known as thoracic vertebra, which is adjoined with your spine. Okay, so the front ribs, the ribs are classified also as in the three parts parts. Okay, so true ribs, they are upper 5 pairs. Okay, they will be known as true ribs. Okay, and they are attached to the sternum directly. Okay, they are the main true ribs, upper 5 pairs, and they are the main protective area for your hearts and the lungs. Okay, so they are directly attached to your sternum. Okay, the next is false rib. They are lower 5 pairs and are attached to the sternum indirectly. Okay, through costal cartilages. We will see in the next pictures about this. So first 5 pairs, that means first 10 ribs, starting from your number 1, they are known as true ribs. Okay, the next 10 ribs, that is known as false rib. So kitna gaya? 10 plus 10, 20. Okay, so remaining 4 in our head, right? So this remaining 4, that is the most lowest 2 pair, that will be known as floating ribs. Because why it is floating? Because they are not attached with the front. Okay, and they are indirectly attached with the sternum. But the true ribs, the first upper 5 pairs, they are completely attached with the sternum. Okay, these are the classification about the ribs. So this is the pictures of our ribs. Okay, 1 to 12 pairs. Okay, so first 1 to 5 pairs, 1 to 5 pair, that is known as your true. Okay, true ribs. Then 6 to 10 remaining 5 pairs, that will be known as false rib. And have you seen the 11, 12? They are just floating, they are not completely attached with the first 5 pairs, right? So they will be known as floating ribs. And in between the ribs, you have seen the sternum, right? And by the back side along with the spine, that will be known as thoracic vertebra. Okay, so this is about a vertebral column. Okay, the vertebral column is made up of number of bone. Okay, so in total 33 numbers of bones it is available. Okay, so these will be known as each 33 bones will be known as vertebra. Okay, this is about, we are talking about the spine. Okay, so I have given the color pictures for you better understanding. Okay, so have you seen the first the brownish color that is joining it to neck, right? So that will be known as cervical. It is mainly it is help in the for your in your neck support. It is mainly available for the neck support. So we are having in total 7 numbers of cervical vertebra. Okay, the next bluish color, that is your thoracic vertebra. As we have learned with the ribs, right? The front part is known as ribs and the back side is known as thoracic vertebra. So how many we are having? We are having total 12. Okay, and when we will name, each vertebra are having some name also. You will get to know in details in the letter when you will study about the medical, surgical, nursing. Okay, so it's the number of thoracic vertebra will name as T1, T2, T3, like that. Okay, the next yellow color vertebra, that will be known as lumbar. It is basically help in the back. Okay, for the back support, it is basically for the back support. Okay, lumbar, that we are having total 5. Okay, the next is sacrum, that is sacrum and coccyx. So sacrum में भी हम लोग का bones है total 5. Okay, and they are fused together, that means they are joined together. And next is coccyx, it is the purple color, and we are having total 4 numbers in the coccyx. So there's sacrum and coccyx, they are also fused, both of them, they are fused bone. So total 9 numbers of bone is available. And the sacrum and coccyx also, it is very much important for the back support. Okay, so classification of vertebrae according to the region they occupy. As I have already mentioned, cervical vertebra, how many? Total 7 in number. So they form the neck. Thoracic vertebra, 12 in number, they form the back of the thorax, back side. Okay, lumbar vertebra, 5 in number, they form the lumbar region, that is the back side only. Okay, then sacral vertebra, 5 in number, coccygeal vertebra, 4 in number, So sacrum, they form the sacrum, and coccygeal, they form the coccyx. Okay, this is those things you can find in our backside. So the next slide about the bones of pelvic girdle. Pelvic girdle, that is the pelvic bone. It is also known as pelvic bone. The pelvic girdle, it is the connection between the trunk and the lower extremities. Trunk means stomach. Okay, lower extremities means our legs. So it is the connection between the trunk and the lower extremities. That means the back. Okay, so it is formed by 4 bone. Okay, two innominate bone, sacrum and coccyx. So we'll study in details in the next picture. So this is the pictures of the pelvic bone. Okay, so each part, it is level nicely. You can see the picture. So have you seen the sacrum, the first part? Okay, sacrum and coccyx. Okay, so these two parts are lower region of our spinal cord, right? Yes. So these two region is completely attached together with our pelvic bone. Okay, the near to the sacrum, have you seen that flat bone, round and flat bone, that will be known as ilium. Okay, that bone is ilium. Okay, then near to the ilium there will be the pubic bone. Okay, then just below the pubic bone, have you seen the your one hole is there, that will be known as foramina. Okay, near to the foramina and the pubic bone, there is also one hole that is known as acetabulum. That there in the acetabulum, femoris are our main leg bone, that is femur, we'll study in the next. So that there it is joined. Okay, then the lower part of the acetabulum and your foramina, that part will be known as ischium. Okay, then near to the ischium, the two part of ischium and ilium, one joint is there, white color joint is there, that will be known as pubic symphysis. Okay, that will be known as pubic symphysis. So these are the in details about the pictures of the pelvic bone. You will have a better idea when you will have a direct demonstration along with the bones. Okay, I'll try to give about the demonstration along with the bones. Okay, so for your better understanding. So we have studied till the pelvic bone, right? Starting from the cranium, then we have studied about the chest, right? Then the spinal cord, then we have studied about the pelvic bone. So now what are the remaining portion are hands, right? Hands and legs. Okay, so we'll study now we'll study about the bones of upper limb, that is our hand. Okay, and our hand, what are the bone, how many types of bones it is available. So the picture it is showing, almost it is showing. So this is the pictures of rough pictures of our hand, right? So have you seen the first part, that is the clavicle. It is also known as the beauty bone. Okay, the collarbone, you can find it near the neck side, front neck. Okay, below that there is a scapula. It is the main parts of a shoulder, joint. Okay, near to the scapula there is one bone, that is the humerus. It is joined to the humerus, it is joining with the scapula. Okay, this humerus, it is the most longest bone in our upper limb. Okay, you can find it till the elbow joint. Okay, then after elbow joint there are again two bone. Okay, between the elbow and the wrist joint there are again two bone, that those are ulna and radius. Okay, the next you can find the hand. Okay, carpals, metacarpals and the phalanges. Okay, phalanges are the fingers, metacarpals are these are the palms. Okay, metacarpals and carpals you can find in the your palms of a hand. Okay, so this is a clear picture of scapula. There's a soldier joint. It lie at the back of thorax. Thorax you have already known. It formed the posterior part of the soldier girdle. Okay, there's a clear pictures it is given about the scapula. Okay, next is clavicle. Clavicle I have already told, right? It is also now called as collarbone or beauty bone. This is a long and curved bone. As you have seen in the picture, it formed the anterior part of the soldier girdle. Anterior means the front. Okay, front part of the soldier girdle, soldier joint. Okay, so it has a sternal end and the acromial end. Okay, you can see the picture. The sternal end impression for the costoclavicle ligament, then conoid tubercle, trapezoid, and the acromial end. Sternal end, it is sternal end means this and joined with the your sternum. Okay, acromial end means it is joined with your shoulder. Acromion process means this is a jolt, and this process, this acromion end, it is also known as acromion process. Okay, so next is humerus. It is the longest bone of the upper limb. It contains shaft and two extremities. You can see in the pictures in details below. These are ulna, as I have told you in the beginning, right? Radius and ulna you can find below the elbow joint and above the wrist joint. Okay, it is the innermost bone of the forearm. Okay, it contains two extremities and the shaft. Okay, radius and ulna you can see in the picture. The uppermost part is also known as head. Okay, then below that neck, in between the body and the head, that will be known as neck. Okay, and at below part of the radius and ulna, that will be known as styloid process. That is the ending part of the radius and ulna, and it is joined with your wrist joint. Okay, and this is the clear pictures of radius. It is the lateral and outermost bone of the forearm. Okay, the radius bone support the lateral, that is the thumb side of our forearm, lateral, and it is the thicker than the ulna. Okay, and the ulna bone, it support the medial side, that is the little finger side. Okay, when you can check it in by yourself also. The thumb side, it is the radius bone. Okay, and the little finger side, that there you can find the ulnar bone, and radius bone is little bit thicker than the ulnar bone. Next we will learn about the bones of hand and wrist. Okay, we have studied till the wrist bone. So the bone of wrist and carpals are arranged in two rows, proximal row and a distal. Proximal means the upper and the lower, distal means the lower. So when you will go to the hand, okay, the upper part of the body, not the palm side, the upper part of the hand, you will find the two rows. Proximal, the upper part, that is just below the your wrist joint. Okay, there you can find the forebone, scaphoid, lunate, trichantral, pisiform bones. Okay, then just below these four bone, you can find again four types of bone. That is known as distal row, and those are trapezium, trapezoid, capital, hamate bone. You will see in details in the pictures in the next slide. So this is the pictures of the hands and hands. This is the pictures of the hands bone. So have you seen the scaphoid and lunate, trichantrum, pisiform? These are the proximal part, just below the wrist joint. Okay, below the ulna and radius, there are 4 types of bones are available. The first is scaphoid. The labeling is already there, you can find it. Then near to the scaphoid, you can find the lunate. Near to the lunate, you can find the trochanter, and pisiform is attached with the trochanter. Okay, this row is known as proximal, that means the upper part. Okay, then next is the lower part, that is known as distal part. Okay, so the left side just below the scaphoid, you can find the trapezium. Near to the trapezium, trapezoid. Near to the trapezoid, capitate. Okay, then hamate. Okay, these are the distal row of the hand joint, hand, the upper part, and below that you can find the fingers. Okay, and the phalanges, metacarpals, then the phalanges you can find it. Then here in the next slide, bones of the palm. So we have studied about the upper part of the hand. The lower part, it is known as a palm, right? So they are made of metacarpal bones. Okay, they are long bone which contain a head, shaft and base. Shaft means the body part and a base is the lower part. The base is articulate with the distal row of carpal bone. Okay, you can find it in the picture, right? Radius and ulna you have seen right in the hand, then the carpus, then the metacarpals. These are you can find in the palm. Okay, then you can find the after that proximal phalanges and the phalanges bone, right? This phalanges bone you can find in the fingers. We'll study in details about this in the next slide. So what we have to know in here, we have to know about the bones of palm, and it is consist of mainly metacarpals and carpus. Okay, that's it. This is bones of finger, as I have mentioned in the previous slide. So bones of the finger, they are made of phalangeous bone. The thumb has 2 phalanges, other finger has 3 phalanges. They are proximal, middle and distal. Proximal, you have already got the idea, right? Proximal means the head, the upper part, then the middle phalanges, and the distal means the in your near to the nails. Okay, those are distal phalanges. But the thumb, thumb has only 2 phalanges, upper and the distal, proximal and the distal phalanges, and other 4 fingers we are having 3 phalanges, proximal, middle and distal. So that's it about the bones of finger.